here, everyone.
Nice.
Ah, scheisse.
Oh no, what'd you do?
No, I just clicked the wrong thing.
Oh, okay. You really worried me there for a second.
Well, I tend to do that. Alright.
Oh, well, my mistake.
Okay, Jeremy, say something.
Well, I tend to do that.
Something.
Alright.
Oh, well, my mistake. God, I don't like hearing myself. Stop that.
Something.
Okay, we can all be heard.
Thank God. I don't like.
Okay. And now to advertise the stream.
Advertise?
Gotta advertise it.
Who said anything about advertising?
You went to
I'm not
school.
a sellout.
You went to school.
No, I didn't. Live every day.
Damn.
Jeremy, no swearing on the stream.
Sorry.
Yeah, Jeremy, this is...
Fuck.
There's children
Sorry.
watching.
Ass. Sorry.
Our
Bitch, sorry.
currently 0 viewers are very upset.
Pussy. Sorry. Damn,
Cat calls out to Allah while being beaten to death.
What?
Hmm?
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
I didn't say anything. You need to chill out, bro.
I just need. Why am I cursed with being so large?
Shut
I
up,
feel
bro.
I can't find shoes. I can't find clothes. This is hell.
You're just large-hearted, Jeremy.
What?
Because he cares about people. He's got a large heart.
Don't make me laugh.
Is that funny?
Yeah. Don't make me laugh.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Yeah. Oh, welcome. Welcome to our one viewer.
No way.
Yeah. Oh, they're gone.
Bye.
Did I
Goodbye
tell you
to our one viewer.
Did I tell you about what I wanted to do sometime soon?
What?
Next time we're in a very large group setting, I want to go on Instagram Live. And every time someone joins, call them out by name.
Wait, it should be
Be
like
like,
all
what do you
of
think
the
you're doing,
huge
so-and-so?
group.
Like we're
Yeah,
all
that's what I was
talking
saying.
and then we all just freeze and go, Dean Calkins,
Hey!
you have joined.
Exactly, that's exactly
Get
what I
out!
was.
Oh, welcome to our one viewer. We're going to be starting in a couple minutes. I want to give people enough
Give
time to
time.
see that we have started. I got my water. I got my notes. I got
Good,
my
I
comfy
got my
chair.
water.
Ooh, I'm gonna go grab some water. I'll be
Yeah, you
30
should get
seconds.
some water. We're going to do some chatting.
You don't want any parched lips.
Oh, goodbye to our one viewer. Oh, this is disheartening.
It is disheartening, but you know what? What's important is that we're we're starting the act of live streaming it. I feel
true.
as if that is
It's true.
important.
This is This is a stepping stone, and
Just because people need to see that you live stream it so
Yeah.
that they can count on being in the next one.
yeah. And what was I gonna say?
Joe Gatto.
Tonight's big loser. He's never tonight's big loser though. He's the
No, he
best.
isn't. Because he's got big balls, bro.
Yeah, and even when he is tonight's big loser, they never they can't do anything to him.
Yeah, I know. It never gets him. He's just like, okay, I'm doing it.
He's a king. An
I know.
absolute
I feel
king.
honestly, I feel like if I were on a show like that and I just had nothing to lose, I would totally be the same way.
Yeah.
Like I would just be unaffected and do whatever the hell.
Exactly. Welcome to the stream, our 2 viewers. This is the new record for tonight. We're gonna start in just a bit. Oh, 1 viewer. We're back to the normal.
Goodbye to half our viewers.
Yeah, we're gonna get started real quick.
Once this viewer leaves.
Yeah, once this viewer leaves, we'll get started. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I hope this works, because I do want to put this into a video format.
Oh, it'll work.
Because right now everyone's just watching the main menu screen to Sonic Mania.
You're not gonna provide them with gameplay, bro?
Well, I can't be distracted. I got stuff to read.
That's true.
I got
Or
my...
unless
What?
you could play it.
What?
Play one of Drew's trippy videos.
Yeah,
Trippy
you need some trippy visuals, bro.
Yeah, okay, that's a good idea, actually.
Where are you streaming?
Wait, guys, we have to watch trippy videos.
Oh, you're doing it on YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm streaming on YouTube.
Wait, let me see how I sound.
Okay. Like, if you guys want to type in the chat, I will be reading some stuff as we go. You guys can comment on anything we say. If you want to make rebuttals, that's awesome. I will read out chats unless it's naughty. Cause
Ooh, I wanna... No, why not?
Well,
Why no naughty
maybe if
shit?
it's a little naughty.
If it's a little
A
naughty.
little
okay,
naughty, but not
alright.
too naughty. Keep it
Yeah,
PG-13.
Yeah, you sickos.
Jeremy, did you figure out how you sound?
Yeah. I
Do you
can't
sound
fix
good? What do you mean you can't
No.
fix it?
it. No, it's just my voice.
Oh, I was gonna say
Oh.
you sounded fine when I did testing.
You got a good voice, Jeremy.
Jeremy, you have a voice for an angel.
Don't lie to me.
What do you want? Okay. Let me get one more sip of water before you start. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Like I said, when our 1 viewer left, we'll start. The second I said that, he left. Or she.
Nice. Nice. Way to misgender your viewers, brother.
He or she or it. Could be Dean's little friend. Alright. Are you guys ready?
I'm ready.
Jeremy?
Yep.
Alright. I'm gonna set the stage here real quick. The city was quiet. But upon one rooftop, a battle was about to begin. The visage of the Batman of the future stood. Opposed to him stood the young Miles Morales. You know, red and black is kinda my thing, Miles spoke. Oh really? I'll fight you for it, Terry McGinnis responded. Oh, you're on. Rocket boots ignited and webs started to swing and the fight is on. It's the Shadow Spider versus the Tomorrow Knight. It's Miles Morales versus Terry McGinnis. Tonight on Versus Debate.
Yeah.
Woo. Welcome everyone to Versus Debate, where we take two characters from comics, movies, video games, whatever you want. We put them together. We make them fight. We got two great characters today, and we got an even greater judge making his second appearance on Versus Debates.
Yeah.
We got Jeremy Evink. Say hi, Jeremy.
Hello.
Jeremy.
You just doxed me.
We got Jeremy Beat. And he was on Doomslayer versus Master Chief and made a great call there. And
Everyone's favorite video.
everyone's
No
favorite
one had an
video,
issue with that one.
my most disliked video on my channel. And we got repping Terry McGinnis today. We got Drew Barker. Say hello, Drew.
What's up?
And I gotta say, I lost last time on Versus Debate. And
Is that the one with T-Zilla?
yeah, it was the one with T-Zilla. Drew
Damn.
lost last time on Versus Debate. I feel like we're both gonna be bringing it hard today. I feel like we're both looking for redemption, and only one of us is gonna get it. So, before I dive in, I'm gonna quickly go over the rules of a Versus Debate. And they are as such. Rule number 1. Each debater will be able to make 3 points. Rule number 2. The match is a random encounter in a neutral location, with neither combatant necessarily knowing anything about their opponent or having any time to prepare for it. The exact version of the character has to be specifically stated. For example, if you are using Superman, you must specify if it's Superman from the films, animation, or comic books. Again, the debater must stay within that version of the character. Number 4. Each debater must use examples of powers, abilities, or weapons that are a part of the specific character's continuity, or at least was with that character for a good deal of time. One-off examples of powers or abilities that were used only once in the character's history will not be allowed. Number 5. The judge can disallow or veto a point made by one of the debaters if they feel it goes outside the scope of the battle or is irrelevant to the fight. And the final rule, number 6. The winner of the debate is whomever the judge decides has the best ability to incapacitate their opponent to the degree where they can safely walk away with no further threat being present. This includes completely destroying their opponent, removing them from the field of battle, restraining them, or knocking them out. These battles are not necessarily death matches, which I think is going to come into play a lot today because neither of these characters are really killers. And so with all that being said, Drew, which version of Batman Beyond will you be using tonight?
I will be using the Batman, also known as Terry McGinnis, from the Batman Beyond animated TV series.
Honestly, that's the only answer, the only acceptable answer.
Agreed.
And I'll be using Miles Morales from the Marvel Comics. He's got a video game out now, but I haven't played it. Into the Spider-Verse is great, but
Big man.
he doesn't really do much until the last 20 minutes, so... Yeah.
Finding his footing.
What was that?
He's finding his footing.
He's finding his footing. I'm looking for a Miles Morales that can put up a fight here, though. So, with all that being said, let's get into point number 1. Drew, would you like to start, or you want me to?
I think Jeremy should pick a number 1 through 10. And
All right, Jeremy, pick a number 1 through 10.
Okay, the
Okay.
I'm going 2.
I'm gonna go with 6.
it was 4.
So we were
it's me.
even?
Wait,
Yeah.
yeah,
I'll
shit,
pick
we were.
another number.
Okay.
Okay. I picked another number.
You got another one? I'm going with 10.
I'm gonna go with 3.
It was 10.
Yeah. Okay. So my point number 1 which I am calling What It Means to Be Spider-Man. Miles Morales was bitten by a radioactive spider carrying the Oz formula, a chemical designed to replicate the Captain America super soldier serum. Instead, this gave Miles Morales all the powers and abilities of Spider-Man. Miles can stick to surfaces, making it easy for him to scale walls and ceilings. He can lift several tons with no problem, being strong enough to lift and throw things like trucks. He can rip large steel safes out of concrete walls and knock out some of the heaviest hitters in Marvel Comics. He's super fast, being able to dodge things like bullets and missiles with ease. He's been able to run so fast on his feet that he's caught up with a jet plane as it was taking him off. As it was taking off. He's also extremely durable, being able to take hits from the Rhino that's able to put craters in the ground. He has web shooters designed by none other than Tony Stark, and Miles is just like, mwah, he's just a master with these things. He's extremely agile in the air. The web shooters being designed by Stark come with a few extra features as well. They can shoot web bullets, which hurt on impact. They can be spread out in like a giant net to catch oncoming projectiles, and can even make web parachutes if he needs that kind of thing. This webbing has been so strong that it can restrain characters like Miss Marvel and even Peter Parker. That is my point number one.
Nice.
1 second. Sorry. Yeah, Drew, do you have anything to rebuttal on that?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. That's what I like to hear. Drew, go ahead with your point number one.
Alright, so this is my point number one, which I am calling general knowledge. So Batman, aka Terry McGinnis, has had previous mentors, but was most notably trained in combat and weaponry under Bruce Wayne, aka the original Batman. Bruce Wayne sits and uses the cameras that are built into the Batman suit to watch Terry's every move on large monitors in the Batcave, guiding him through combat and providing him with battle-related insight. And Batman wears a suit that utilizes advanced future technology from the 2050s. This suit grants its user enhanced physical abilities and is equipped with flight capabilities, advanced weaponry, sensory devices, and gadgets, which we might hear more about later. Terry is an unstoppable force of nature in this suit, and it is near invincible. And that is all for my point one.
All right. I have one thing I want to bring up because I had a feeling it was going to come up. But I just want to ask if this is allowed by the judge. Can Bruce Wayne be helping Terry McGinnis in this battle scenario? Because, I mean, that's kind of a 2-on-1 fight in my eyes.
Well, can I personally say something? Because I think it's kind of like how Iron Man has.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking.
Yeah, it's just kind of like his.
I think because he's not directly Batman, or Bruce Wayne's not directly like fighting, but is just giving pointers, and he can do what he wants with said pointers. I think it should be allowed.
All right.
If that's part of his
If that's what the judge wants, then that is all I have for my rebuttal. Jeremy, what were your overall thoughts on point number one as a whole from each of us?
From each of you?
Like, just in general.
Oh, I gotcha. I feel like, as far as a matchup goes, it's a good matchup. I feel like I'm not super familiar with either characters, which I think is good. I would say, though, that, Drew, I hope you have more than what you just said per point, because
I got more.
Matt just gave me an encyclopedia, and you just kind of went, here's Batman. So
my points get progressively longer.
Okay. Do I have to pick who's currently
Nope,
winning?
that's all.
Okay. I'm glad because I don't think either of you are.
Alright, with all that being said, I will get into my point number 2, which I'm calling additional powers. Miles Morales has a few additional powers that not even Peter Parker has. First of all, he can turn completely invisible on command. He's used this to sneak into heavily guarded bases, as well as in combat to disorient his opponent. He's used his invisibility to get the drop on characters like Falcon and Thor. He was able to sneak up on Thor. He's also had what he calls Venom Stings, which are his electric manipulation powers. This electricity is strong enough to stun powerful opponents and disrupt technology. You know, like what Batman Beyond suit is made out of. He can charge his punches with electricity, send it through his webs, and shoot it out like beams, like a Kamehameha almost. He once hit Venom with this move so hard that the symbiote couldn't even pull itself back together after being hit. And if he's in a tough spot in this battle, he's able to muster up what is called a Venom Blast, an omnidirectional electric blast that was able to knock out an entire room of ninjas. And we haven't even mentioned his spider sense. This is arguably the most valuable asset in any Spider-Man-like character. It gives Miles precognition of danger, and it's even been argued that his spider sense is much more powerful than even Peter's, since it not only tells him that there is danger, it also tells him exactly where the danger is coming from. So with the additional powers that not even Peter Parker has, I gotta say, this is looking pretty good for Miles Morales at the moment. And that is my point number 2. Drew, do you have anything to say to that?
Breathe?
Oh wait, you didn't
It's
say
your
for me to
rebuttal.
respond.
This is your rebuttal time.
No, I don't have anything.
Alright. Let's get into your point number 2.
All right, so my point number 2, I'm calling this expanded suit knowledge. So to start off, this was going to be in my point number 3, but I moved it just so that I don't lose Jeremy's vote. By starting off with saying Batman has been exposed in encounters to EMP-like weapons in previous encounters, and he was flying during the time, and the flight in his suit was disabled, but all of its other functions remained operational at that time. And now, just some examples of his suit's durability. It was unaffected by the claws of an animal that are said to be as hard as steel and as sharp as a razor's edge. The suit is flame-proof. It is impermeable to poison and has shrugged off being shocked by thick electrical wires and tasers on multiple occasions. The suit has been blasted by a laser beam, a giant laser beam that punched through thick metal doors, and has even survived a concrete truck that was pushed off a building landing on it. Being near invincible is not the only marvel about his suit, however. One thing he has is the ability to fly at will. The suit has rockets on its boots that can propel him straight into the air, and his wings allow him to glide and control where he's flying effortlessly. The Batman suit also has its own version of invisibility, and while it's not quite perfect, I'd say it still makes Batman about 95% invisible because he's quite difficult to spot. He has stood in front of a brightly lit window in a room only a few feet away from the people he was spying on and was never spotted. And some other perks this suit grants him is super strength, super enhanced hearing, telescopic vision, infrared vision, night vision, and a targeting system. Terry is well trained already, and it's pretty hard to miss a target when you're equipped with a targeting system at all times. He also has a frequency scanner built into his suit that has been used to detect invisible opponents. The suit is also equipped with batarangs, claws, magnetic boots, gauntlet spikes that extrude from his arms and can shoot out metal-cutting laser beams, a knockout gas, flashbangs, a breathing apparatus, grapnels, which are like disposable ropes with spears at the end used for grappling, bolas, which if you don't know what they're ropes that have a weight on each end and tie themselves around enemies that they're thrown at. He has a circular saw that emerges from the front of his belt and is mounted to his hand, handcuffs, and he has explosives. And that would be all for my point 2.
Whew. All right. You had a lot there, and I got a lot to say about it. First of all, this suit is immune to electricity type attacks. I've watched a lot of Batman Beyond, and in about every episode he faces an electric type opponent. He's constantly getting blasted out of the air, and he's like on the ground like, he's all stunned and stuff. So I'm not sure about that. I'm glad you brought up that he's immune to poisons, because that's totally something Miles Morales is going to bring into this fight. Not. And I've also seen his suit at the end of pretty much every episode is pretty torn up throughout, whether he's fighting a Superman level character or a little street gang. So I'm just not buying how durable you're saying this suit is. And as far as the gadget goes, that's cannon fodder for Miles. This is stuff he faces 8 days a week. That's all I got for my rebuttal there.
I have a rebuttal to that rebuttal.
All right.
And and that would be that yes, okay, first off, I have watched a lot of Batman Beyond too. And I gotta say, he does face a lot of electric opponents, but it's really only the big boys that scathe his armor. And when that happens, which it does happen, I will admit it does happen, but every time that happens, it's purely cosmetic damage. There's wires showing, and it looks like, I don't know, he's got these red wires all exposed, and like there's cracks on his suit. But every time that happens, his suit is still fully functional and has not failed him. And that is what I have to say to that.
All right, I got none to reply to that. Jeremy, we are at the turning point, which is where you have to tell us who is in the lead right now and what the other person has to do to change your mind to pull ahead.
Okay, so as far as who's in the lead, I'm giving it to Matt. Purely based on the fact that Matt listed, like, godlike abilities, and you just responded, Drew, with, well, he has good armor. The man can produce lightning bolts and go invisible. How do you think that suit's gonna do against someone who's invisible?
Jeremy, I did mention, though, at one point that he has a frequency scanner that detects invisible enemies.
Okay, but even so, the man has godlike abilities. You gotta come with some more facts or something.
Okay.
All right,
You gotta hit me with something a little harder, because right now it's not looking so good for Mr. Terry.
All right, I'm ready to bring this thing home with my point number 3 if you are.
Go ahead, let's do it.
All right, my point number 3, which I'm just calling victories and feats. When it comes to victories and feats, it's easy to see just how out of his league Terry McGinnis is going to be in this fight. So let's take a look at some of those, shall we? Of course, Miles is able to defeat your standard Spidey villains. He's constantly beating people like Rhino, Scorpion, and Venom. He was able to draw blood from a character named Tombstone from just a punch. Now, that might not seem very impressive on the surface, but this is a character when Peter Parker punches him, Peter Parker goes like, ow, my hand, because his skin is like made of stone. He's beaten Hammerhead, another Spidey villain, after his entire skeleton was laced with adamantium, which is the unbreakable metal in Marvel Comics that Wolverine's skeleton is made of. Speaking of Wolverine, he's beaten Wolverine in a fight. He's knocked out Peter Parker and has even restrained him, all while Peter was in the highly advanced Iron Spider armor, which I would personally compare to the Batman Beyond armor. His venom stings, I'm going to go back to, were so powerful that it overloaded Electro. I just want to repeat that real quick. Miles Morales' electricity was able to overload a character whose sole goal in life is to harness electricity. That's how powerful these venom stings is. He's beaten characters like the Winter Soldier, Miss Marvel, and he's even beaten Captain America, breaking his shield in the process. This was when Cap was mind controlled by Hydra at one point, and like the feat of breaking Cap's shield is something that's typically reserved for characters like Thanos, but Miles was able to achieve it. I mean, like, could you honestly see Terry McGinnis being able to beat any single one of these opponents that Miles has? Because, like, I sure don't. Miles is just out of Terry's league in this battle, and it's going to be over quick. That is my point number 3. Drew, did you have anything to say to that?
Nope, that's all.
Okay, I like it. Let's get into your point number 3 then.
Okay, it's a good thing that Jeremy was asking to hear about more facts, because my point 3 is called Fun Facts. I'd like to start off by saying the rockets underneath Batman's boots are pretty special because they have also been used by him as a weapon in many instances and have saved him from when he was trapped or encased in something, and obviously would have no doubt helping free him from webs. As far as his flight speed is concerned, he had once used them to catch up to an aircraft after it had already taken off. That's pretty damn fast.
That is pretty
Batman's claws have cut into an aircraft before, which is made of metal. That's pretty big deal. And his claws have been used to cut glass into a perfect circle, which that is quite impressive because that would be a razor sharp tip. And his claws have also been used to pry a sticky bomb off of his face. So I don't think these claws would have any issue tearing through webbing, even if it were really strong webbing. These claws, plus the lasers mentioned earlier that protrude from his gauntlet spikes on his arms, would both be ideal for webs. Batman, he can launch his batarangs in rapid fire, which are able to cut through metal and speed faster than fired bullets. The Batsuit is able to produce an electric charge that releases from the hands of the suit or the belt. Batman has variations to his batarangs, one being electrical batarangs, another being explosive batarangs, and another being a restraining type of batarang that uses titanium bonds to restrain opponents and is really hard to escape. He has similar variations to his bolas. One is a taser bola, and the other is a razor bola that can restrain enemies. And it should also be noted that his bolas are unique in the fact that they have been able to restrain characters with super strength before for a good chunk of time. And they were once used to restrain a gorilla dinosaur hybrid. You heard that right, a gorilla dinosaur hybrid. The grapnels he can fire that hook onto or pierce enemies can also have an electric current applied to it just to give it that extra oomph. The suit's super strength once enabled Terry to survive a cement truck, like I mentioned, but it has also helped him to survive a large metal tower collapsing on him. And then he lifted the tower off of himself and freed himself. He has picked up an enemy made entirely of stone before and thrown him across a room through a pillar, like Tombstone that Matt had mentioned. A whole dude made of stone is pretty damn heavy. So that is quite the feat to be able to lift him and throw him across a room, breaking something. It is said that on its own, the suit is capable of crumbling concrete and tearing down a wall. So add Terry, a highly trained individual, to that suit, and suddenly you got an unstoppable force. The suit has allowed him to survive falling from a skyscraper's height with only a hurt leg. That's insane. That's an insane amount of force if you've ever taken physics. And the suit with its targeting system only benefits Terry's already keen accuracy, enabling him to evade gunfire while flying in the air or while running on the ground. And there's further proof of this in the fact that he was able to dodge an attack from an enemy by the name of Q-Rare on multiple encounters, and Q-Rare is confirmed to be fast enough to dodge and deflect gunfire. Batman has been able to disarm someone with a batarang from a considerable distance away while flying on multiple occasions, and has even disarmed multiple enemies with ricochet shots at the same time. He once threw a javelin into a precise hole from across a room, so his accuracy is really on point, and like I mentioned, the suit adds to that. All in all, Terry is a wise combat-enabled guy. He was taught by Bruce and was even taught by the people who taught Bruce. Bruce always watches over Terry and gives him intel and advice on what to do next from the Batcave, which gives Terry some edge. Terry kind of has his own spider sense in that sense. Terry is operating this high-tech, near-invincible Batman suit, equipped with things like a targeting system, deadly batarangs, a circular saw blade, flight capabilities, a frequency scanner that can detect invisibility, claws that can cut through glass and pry off a sticky bomb, bolas that can restrain someone with super strength, etc. And as Matt had mentioned before, Terry's one of his big powers is that he can use electricity. Well, Matt had mentioned before that Batman faces a lot of people who use electricity. And since he has bolas that can restrain someone with super strength, how is Miles much different than the foes that he's already faced? He has some super sticky webs also and sticky hands and feet. That's not too much difference. And I think, honestly, with all this knowledge, Miles is a dead man because Batman is just in this armor of pure death and could easily wipe him out. That is all for my final point.
That was a great point, man. I don't know. I just thought it was fun. I don't really have anything to rebut. I think at the end of the day, yeah, the suit is going to be Miles' biggest challenge in this battle, but I'm still not seeing. I'm not really seeing how Terry's.
Well, that's your fault.
You're giving a lot of defense, not a lot of offense. I don't know. I don't think a batarang's going to be enough to take down Miles.
A batarang that can be shot in rapid fire and cut through metal and goes faster than bullets, and exploding batarangs that he can do that with. I don't know, man.
They ain't mean much when he's got Spidey sense, but I will leave this up to the judge. Jeremy, be the wisest man here. Share with us your process, how you're thinking this battle's going to go down, and who ends up on top.
So, Drew, you didn't have me in the beginning. You didn't have me convinced. But after your third point, you do have me convinced. I 100% think Miles Morales is going to lose. Purely because, okay, Miles Morales, he has all these abilities, right? He don't got no armor. All it takes is for Batman to hit him like once. And I'm not sure canonically what age he is in the comics or where you're pulling it from. Dude's still a teenager. He gets shot once. Like, hey, if I get shot by the Batarang, I'm down, bro. Like, I'm tapping out, you know? Like, he has Spidey senses, sure, but if all it takes is one hit, and it's not like he's dodging every single like thing that's coming at him. He still has lost fights. And my thinking is because, like you said, Drew really only had to focus on the defense, because if he can prevent Miles from actually hurting him, how long do they fight it out till Miles does get hit? And from that point on, how long does it take for him to kill him? I think not very long.
Dang. I am in shock right now.
Hell yeah.
I
think you made the right choice.
Like, Miles
Jeremy.
has all these powers, but dude doesn't have any armor.
I mean, I guess you are correct. I didn't talk much about Miles' durability. Like, he has tanked the piercing end of Rhino's horn and stuff like that. Like, but you are correct. The bat suit is much more durable than
Batman's gonna take
Miles.
more hits than Miles. Miles can only dodge for so long. You know?
Wow.
Jeremy, I gotta say, I think you picked up everything that I was trying to lay across. So I would like to thank you for being the best judge of today.
And I think you picked up absolutely nothing of what I was laying across. I think you have soiled the good name of Miles Morales today. You will not be seeing Spider-Verse
Can I
2
make
with
one
me.
point,
That
though?
or
Can
the
I make one point?
representee?
If I was judging based on debating skills, Matt, you would have won by a landslide easily. Drew waited till the last minute to throw in some.
I wanted
very
the big
important-
surprise, bro. I wanted the big surprise.
When Matt started listing his powers, all you said was, yeah, he won this fight, and he has this gadgets. And I was like, what?
I was
The
No, I
man
was
gave all
honestly
3
thinking-
points about the suit.
and you
honestly you let him get away with it, Jeremy.
I let him get away with it.
there was
No,
more
listen.
Well,
The
okay,
only reason he talked about this suit is because the dude will tank damage, ultimately.
And
The
it's
reason he
also-
wins is because he can tank that damage.
Also, the suit is like 90% of who Batman Beyond is, and I thought for a second as I was writing it that I totally was gonna fuck myself over by having the first 2 parts just be like filled with almost nothing. And then, but
You
I was like,
almost
if
did.
this, I know. I was like, but I was thinking, if this does work out and I win him in the 3rd one, it's gonna be all the more gratifying, and it was.
Dang.
I'm glad that
Oh.
you feel like you managed to bring it back.
Now would be the point in the show where I read out some funny things our chat has said over the duration, but we are at 0 viewers and no one has said anything for the past 45 minutes.
Thanks, chat.
Thanks, chat, for tuning in. But yeah, a video version of this with graphics and stuff that's going to be hell to edit, with how Drew just listed off a million things about the bat suit in 1 second. That's gonna be
Just
fun
have like
editing.
one picture of the bats.
Just gonna draw everything in MS Paint. Oh man. Okay. You guys, Drew, you want to shout out your channel or anything to good people?
Subscribe to Naughty Bear Free Gaming if you want to see some bad gaming.
All right. Jeremy, do you have anything to shout out? Anything to promote?
I'm shouting out Naughty Bear Freak, best channel on YouTube.
Thanks, homie. I needed a win.
Yeah, I can second that. All right. That'll be it for this episode of Versus Debate. What did you guys think of the fight? Comment down below.
I thought it was a great fight. Either of you could have pulled the card of, well, he can't beat Goku, and you would have won.
Mm-hmm.
Is it too late to say? Terry can't beat Goku.
It would have been better if you interrupted and said, yeah, but he can't beat Goku. You would have won right then and there.
Yeah, but he can't be Goku.
If Travis was
Simple as
judging,
that.
that'd work. All right,
Oh yeah,
guys.
yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like and subscribe for more of these. If you got anything to say it down in the comments. I read everything because I get nothing. And have a good night, fellas.